Scotland.
Welcome to Rangers Radio.
What a goal by Steely, followed that up, and whoop, in it goes.
Why not give the show a call on 01413561972.
Rangers up in the scoring, after Tawdry, 12 minutes of the match remaining. What a sneak. A stunner from Kenny Miller, rifles it into the roof of the net.
Or send Fox a friend request on Skype at RangersRadio.online.
He's gone into the middle, McSwegan's in there too. Will he come for McSwegan? There's his header, and he scores! What a substitution! Running inside, is he gonna let flies in? He scores! Good ball! Scores for Rangers!
Nacho Lobo with one kick of the ball to take Rangers to Manchester. Rangers are coming! The Scots are heading for Manchester, and you know what? Manchester may not be big enough.
Remember, it's all about the Rangers.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxter, on the panel as the one and only Ibrox Loyal, and the legend that is Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, troops.
Can I say a big good evening to the boys on the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
I think I might have read that wrong, Bridge. I think it says leg end, but...
Oh, leg end, that's exactly what it is, pal. That's exactly what it is. There's a slight space, you missed it.
How we doing, Ibrox?
Aye, alright, mate. How's yourself?
Aye, not bad, mate, not bad. Things are bubbling up behind the scenes in the club, Bridge.
Aye, they are indeed, yeah. They are indeed. We're the talk of the tune again, I think.
Aye,
well, it doesn't matter what we do, it's going to be talk of the tune, isn't it?
Not just Newcastle, mate, I think everywhere.
Exactly, yeah.
Obviously, it's been off the field stuff, but ultimately, the position you're looking to get filled as a manager, Ibrox, huh?
It is, mate. There's a lot of wee bits and pieces happening throughout the club, but tomorrow is going to be a big day through a club. I believe that, not that we're after the map, but I think if we get Stevie Gerrard, which is apparently going to happen tomorrow, be a lot more closer. He puts us a lot higher up on the map than we've been in maybe the last 5 or 6 years due to people trying to kick us at every opportunity they get. But once we get ourselves back on stable footing, mate, everybody better watch out because we're coming back and we're coming back for 55. So,
choo-choo, Bridge. Are you jumping on board this train, brah?
I'm there.
You there?
In fact, I was there last week when it first mooted. As far as I'm concerned,
that was only because the tickets were cheaper if you go to them in advance.
You know, I'm thinking that you know, there's some of our enemies, or a lot of our enemies, if not all of them. There's ulterior motives, they think, for us trying to go and get this guy from Liverpool, Steven Gerrard. And, you know, every single one of them, all the pundits, well, I think I said something about it last night, but every pundit, every ex-manager of Celtic, virtually every ex-player of Celtic, all the pundits in the world, even including some of our own ex-players, are saying that Rangers would be a bad choice for Steven Gerrard to choose Rangers.
Some of the people that's been putting their opinion in the press, I couldn't care less what they think of your club, Bridge. I couldn't care less.
No, neither can I.
I don't care about their opinion, and I don't care what they think about our club.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that from a shall we say, putting the spin on it.
Yeah,
the spin
negative
becomes
spin,
completely negative towards Rangers. They've got ulterior motives for getting the boy. So they're turning to say they can't sell their season tickets. They've only been on this. They've only been on the market for a half fortnight. They can't sell their season tickets. So this is all they're getting him in for, to sell the season tickets, that kind of thing. And then he shouldn't go there anyway because they're a crap club. They're poison. They're toxic. You know.
I've been hearing that the season tickets are moving as fast as they were last year, Bridge.
Hey, I don't know any Rangers fan. Eventually, I don't know any Rangers fan who won't renew. And I plead with all the Rangers fans who have got season tickets now, renew your season ticket. Get in there and renew your season ticket.
Get on the train, Bridge. Get on the train.
Absolutely, jump on, because if it doesn't happen, we're going to need all the fans in the world anyway, aren't we? We're going to need them. But if this boy comes along and hopefully he does come along, signs up tomorrow, and as you say, maybe there's some sort of wee announcement come close to the weekend. And,
well, if I was a betting man, Bridge, I would say that he'll get introduced at, I'm going to say 12 o'clock on Friday. That's what I'm putting my money on.
You mean physically introduced or a press release?
I think it'll be at the front. The picture with the scarf, Ibrox, above your head at the main entrance to Ibrox.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And
I've been asking for it now, mate. Yeah.
I'm going to predict about 12 o'clock Friday, mate. That's my feeling.
Well, I hope you're right, mate, because that's what I've been asking for. A big fanfare, mate. If they open up Ibrox or whatever else, mate, you're guaranteed, mate, you get 40,000 plus in there. I'm sure you will. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is it this weekend? It's Is it May Day? Coming up.
Well, it's a bank holiday weekend.
Aye, bank holiday weekend.
And May Day was the first of the month, mate.
Oh, was it? Oh, well.
Aye, you've missed that, I'm afraid, mate.
Well, I missed it by a day, mate. I missed it by a day. Oh, well.
You're 500% out.
What's that? 99.8%?
Well, I suppose if you wait up, you're only 364 days out.
That's alright, mate. I'll wait any day to see Stevie G, mate, with that Rangers scarf in his neck.
What's your own personal views on it? I mean, is it something that you're bought into? Is it something you think is going to be a good move? I mean, everybody's got individual thoughts there. We'll go to the brains and Operation Ibrox.
Brains, aye. I'll crack jokes that one, but it's actually, mate, I would be more than happy for Stevie G to be our next manager, as long as
Would you have picked him, Ibrox?
I wouldn't have done, mate, as I says, only with a strong backroom team in beside him. As we're saying, Gary McAllister, that's the name that we're hearing is going to be his assistant. I believe he'd be very capable. He knows the Scottish game inside out. Having played up here and having been round about the punditry side of things when it comes to not only the national team but Scottish football in general. So I believe he will be able to give Stevie G the ins and outs. What Stevie Gerrard doesn't know, I'm sure. He knows a hell of a lot.
So you would have picked him, I'm not being facetious here, 6 weeks ago you'd have picked out Stevie Gerrard.
Well, I wouldn't be against it, mate. Would have picked it? Nobody would have picked. Well, I don't think anybody would have picked it.
I don't think anybody would. I'm just asking you, your opinion, yeah?
Yeah, at that time, no, because I think I says Frank de Boer.
But you happy? Are you happy?
I'm happy, mate. More than happy.
Right. What about yourself, Bridge? What's your personal thoughts on it?
Well, I don't think anybody saw the Stevie Gerrard thing. You probably know exactly how I feel about the whole thing. I was looking for a star name. That's what I want, a star name. Somebody that, as I said before, a name that's emblazoned in world football. Everybody knows. They turn in and say, who's the manager? Everybody knows. He's a great player, international renown. And we will fight it all the way. I didn't expect Steven Gerrard. I didn't expect him to be that high. And the thing, I was thinking Frank de Boer, world renowned. Gio van Bronckhorst, world renowned. But obviously, I'm under no illusion. Gerrard hasn't got any great managerial experience, but we're looking for a head, an experienced head to come with him. That's what I would think anyway. So, Loyal was mentioning Gary McAllister. I thought that would have happened a couple of weeks ago, where I heard that this is a team that's going to come in, but I haven't heard very much other than people like Loyal mentioning it. I haven't really saw it in writing or anywhere. But I hope it does happen. Well, I haven't seen the team, the management team for Rangers to be Gerrard and McAllister. I haven't seen it. We've spoke about it. I haven't heard it. I've heard it, and it's what I wanted. And myself, if he's coming in, he maybe bring someone like Gary McAllister in with him. But I haven't actually seen it. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't, So I haven't read that anywhere.
Where have you been?
Why?
Because it's been everywhere.
Like where?
All the forums, that's been mentioned. It's been mentioned in the press.
I'm trying to say that. Yes, I know. I'm trying to say I've read it from a forum, but from a Rangers perspective.
Oh, nothing's been announced yet, has it?
Nothing. But I haven't heard anybody else saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just trying to nail it down. So if you read the Record Online or Times Online or any of them, none of them have said it. Gary McAllister will be his run mate. You know what I mean? But we're saying it. We're hoping that's what's going to happen. Yeah, under no illusion. If that happens, it'll be great.
I think if I'm being really honest, it's only my personal opinion, but the first guy that muted this was Young Wheels, mate.
Absolutely, I remember it well. I'm saying that we spoke about it, and I've read it in the forums, and I've not read it in the press. And
we mocked him. We did. And he's proved right. He picked it up and he ran with it, and he was right. I think some of us were looking for experience, Bridge. But I think we were on this train, mate. I think for the fans and the boost it will give the club. It's no different from bringing in any other manager. Every manager's a gamble.
But if they, for instance, Gary McAllister, just for saying sake, if him and if he comes in with them, then they can just look at it and say, this is let's get a model, a management model, training model for the Premiership, the English Premiership. And I know that I'm not win that, but that's what they need to look at and say, this is what we want. Have we got players that can attain that type of? Have we got is this fit enough for that? Have they got the abilities for that? No, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, so they're going to have to change virtually the whole squad. But it'll not happen this week. It'll not happen in 2 months' time. It'll happen whenever it happens. But they'll have to build and bring a couple of key people in to actually start the foundation. And obviously, we've said this before, every time a transfer window comes round, it's like a repeat, isn't it? We need to get centre-halves into our club. We need 2 good centre-halves. That's what we need. But I don't know where we'll get them, but we need them.
Key a lot of positions, mate. I thought 6 or 7 players, mate. I've got to the stage where I think we might need 11 for the first team. But that's you've got to watch it. That's not a gut reaction to what happened.
You'll not get 11 straight away. I would doubt it very much.
Of course
you'll get 11 over time. You'll get 11 over time.
But you've got to remember that some of the players we've got missing as well.
Oh, I know, pal. I mean, I think Ryan Jack, for instance, would always be in the Rangers squad. He could fit into virtually any Rangers team. It would need to be a really, really top team for Ryan Jack not to get a game in it or not to be in the squad. So we've got players there that are capable of being squad members, but we don't have many players who would be a top quality first team pick. That's basically that. Listen, can anybody tell me what's happened with McGregor? I heard McGregor was supposed to be going through his medical yesterday.
We had a thing, but that no had a thing since last week, mate. No, right, but that's what's amazing about this is Scott Arfield side for our club. Ibroxen, nobody really mentioned it, did they?
They did, mate. I know. But yes.
Stevie G thing.
But yes, mate, he's a quality player, mate. He's not one of these ones that are just trying to make up numbers, mate. I see him as being a mainstay in our midfield for the sheer fact that he has got actual Premier League experience at a top, well, let's be honest, top 7 club that Burnley have been for most of the season. And apart from the last couple of weeks, he's been in the team. It's not as if he's just been a bit part player that comes on for 5 or 10 minutes here. He goes in and he does well. He's got a couple of goals, a number of assists and that as well in that team. And Sean Dyche has got a lot of time for Scott Arfield. He says it when he came up here. He was letting him come up here. His contract was coming to an end. And there's no point behind it. He is a Rangers. I know that isn't the greatest thing to say at this moment in time because even the Rangers fans in our team at the moment are getting a bit of stick. But he is one.
They're getting a bit of stick, mate, because they're not being performed.
No, I understand that, mate.
Anyway, if people want to join us, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at RangersRadio.online, and as they speak kindly, Foxy will bring them in nicely.
Well, he's not in a very good mood, as you well know.
I know, I'm saying that's why I said they need to speak kindly to him. You know.
Look at the boost you got when you joined us.
Alan63 is saying, how would the likes of Jack, Ryan Jack, I take it means, get into the Stevie G side? Well, we don't know, Alan, truth be told. That's what I was saying. He's certainly going to be in the squad, and he's got the quality to be in any Rangers squad, in my opinion. Whether he would be a first team pick, I don't know. But out of all the players that we've got within the Rangers first team now, I don't think very many would get into the final team. It's going to take a bit of season or 2 seasons for Stevie G and his team to get in there and build the squad that he needs. And I don't see Ryan Jack being a first team pick.
Dramatic changes in the summer. Anyway, we've been joined by our first caller this evening. It's RJ. Evening, Ryan.
How you doing, Ox? All right,
Hi, Ryan.
How you doing?
All right, mate. Are you on the train, Ryan?
I'm definitely on the train, mate.
Has it got you your scunnerism? Are you picking up now, mate, and moving on?
Aye, mate, I'm just looking forward to, as Ibrox was touching on there, I'm just looking forward to hopefully the Mora and the positive talks that Stevie G spoke about yesterday on BT Sport. I hope they continue, and I hope we get an announcement as soon as possible, because I think, as it stands now, if it went the opposite way, I think it would be a bit of a disaster for us, to be honest. So, looking for some positivity. It's the only way forward, isn't it, Ox?
I think my sources are telling me that the press thing will kick off at Ibrox at 12 o'clock on Friday, mate.
Well, mate, I hope you're right.
Yeah, look, they've been round before. Has butter been... I never said that out loud, did I? But look, that's what we're picking up, mate, for a few different people, and you never know, mate. It could be happening. Get the thing finalised tomorrow, get everything set up, big press conference Friday, have them in the director's box, coming on the park at half time, and bang, everything's moving onwards and upwards.
That sounds good, mate. But as you know, it's us we're talking
Rangers,
about.
It's Rangers.
I'm no confident at all, mate. You know, I had a couple of texts last night as well, just before Steven Gerrard actually came on BT Sport, letting me know that it was a done 3-year deal, done. You know, it was done. That was it. And then obviously he comes on and kind of announces that there's still further talks to go. So obviously the announcements, you know, at board level today as well. It's you just never know what's going on with your club. It's a soap opera every day, and I'm just praying that all these things that's going on in the background doesn't put him off. You know, I wouldn't blame him if he turned around and says no. That's for sure. You know, you can't blame an outsider looking at your club and it's.
I'm sure we'll come to the statements, mate. I think that people have different views on that, but we've also been joined by Wheels, or as he's known now, Scoop. How are we doing, Wheels?
My ears were burning, Ox. I'm
so they should be too. So they should be.
Pretty sure I heard my name mentioned. I told yous.
You did, but you also told us Graham Murphy was the man.
Well, to be fair, we all thought of that at one point, didn't we? I'm delighted. I'm very confident it's getting ever closer.
Aye.
Well,
did you see this coming? Did you see this coming, Ryan? If I'd have said to you, I don't know, 4 weeks ago, Gerrard's going to be the next manager of Rangers, what would you have thought?
Nah, I thought you were absolutely crazy, Ox, to be honest, mate. I think we were all in the camp, and I thought that the board as well would have had us on the road as a tried, tested, experienced manager. I think I spoke as well. I think a lot of us on the panel favoured somebody that likes Neil Warnock. So it's right out the blue, you know, and it's a crazy shock. And I believe if it was anybody else other than somebody with the profile of Steven Gerrard, would probably be all day, you know, going after heads in there, saying what are they doing? But because of who he is and because of the profile and the mentality of player he was and the team that he captained, the cups and trophies that he won, you know, the players that I believe he can bring to this club and he can change our club going forward. He can put a strategy into our club to totally change our footballing philosophy, and that's what I believe is going to happen going forward. Also, more than anything, install a winning mentality running through our club. So I'm just really looking forward to it, mate. I'm really excited, but I'm a wee bit nervous about it as well, if truth be told.
Aye, your thing, you'll not be happy. You see it in black and white. You see him standing at the front door with the scarf above his head. The usual picture we get, you know.
That's it, mate. You know, but
I get that, mate. I get that. We've got ourselves into a stage where we've turned into people who were positive, but our glasses are always half full now.
You're right there, mate. As I say, it's every day, you know. It's back to the old days again for me. Ox, when you're checking your Twitter, your follow, you're checking that on half an hourly basis, mate, to find out what the latest news is coming to our club, because there's always something going on, and I just long for the days when when we just get back to speaking about football again, and hopefully we can only look forward, but hopefully this season that's all we're going to have to look forward to, because all this off-the-field stuff is just getting totally farcical now, and as I said, potentially it could have an impact on whether or not we get a new manager or not.
I'll tell you what, Gary, who'll be happy if this deal goes through. They might have known something about it, but Hummel will be happy, yeah?
Aye, mate, I think from what I read, they were obviously looking to kind of bring themselves back in the limelight, if you know what I mean, build a profile again. And I think this is only going to add to that. I think you will see a lot of fans with his name on the back of the shirt. So yeah. I think they're going to be delighted.
Gerard, you think that'll be the number 8? Is that how you market it?
We've had a very famous number 8 in the.
You don't use a squad number. You don't use a squad number and you market it. I don't know, because you might sell a lot of strips. Does that make sense to you, Bridge?
It does, pal. It does. It depends. Obviously, it depends how they want to hit it. But most assuredly, that name Gerard on the back of the strip will sell loads and loads and loads. I would think. Is there any bigger name ready to hit the managerial trail? My God, he's Mikhailichenko, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's pure box office, and of course, a man of real good skills on the football pitch. I'm really hopeful that it all happens. I'm desperate. Like Ryan, you're watching, but every hour you're checking. Is there anything happening? Any news? You put it under is it news? Is there anything happening news-wise with us? Well, no, there isn't anything happening. So we're stuck with that. And this is it. The only news I hear when I look at some of this stuff is how many more ex-Celtic players, managers are telling this young man.
I'm not going to warn you about your language.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they do.
You keep using that C word, and you've been warned about.
Well, them across the city then. Ex-employees of them across the city, at every level, they're coming out of the woodwork, and all they're doing is telling that young boy.
Don't care what they think about it.
But it's important. It's important because it begins to demoralise people.
It begins to demoralise. When the guy signs on the dotted line,
well, of course, there's a different
manager
thing.
on Friday. What did he say then?
Yeah, but I don't know what they'll say. I've got no idea.
They
might just continue, but they might just continue the same rubbish. You know what I mean? And if they're not nipped in the bud now, then that might just continue.
Don't read it. Don't click on it. Don't buy it.
It's all very well saying that. It's an attitude, isn't it? It's an attitude. They can do anything they want, and it doesn't matter. Even although the man comes and decides he's going to. I mean, could they turn on his? They don't even know the guy. So what have they got against him? Whomever he signs for, what have they got against him? Nothing. They don't know.
If we win football matches, mate, they've nowhere to go, Brian.
Of course. We know that.
No, you're right, Ox, but I tend to agree slightly with what Bridgeman's saying there as well. It is all negativity around about our club, and listen, it's to be expected. If you look at the headlines, about the Steven Gerrard situation down south, it's completely different down there. You've got top quality players who've played at the highest level coming out and saying how brilliant it is going to be for Steven Gerrard to be the Rangers manager for both parties. And you spin it and you look at it up here, and it just basically shows you the mentality of Scottish football. That's what I put it down to. The mentality of Scottish football for giving somebody who's at that level a chance in management at a big club, and also the mentality towards your club, the deep hatred towards your club that nobody wants to see anybody, certainly us, getting anywhere or getting any MD of that calibre. So I do tend to agree with Bridgeman there. It does have a negative impact on it. I've been reading stuff as well, and I've been thinking, God, I hope he's not reading this. I hope he's not looking at this board situation. I hope he's not looking at this takeover panel situation. I hope he's not looking at all the things that people are saying. So
Hope he's
going to
not
have
one of the two centre halves on Sunday.
Well, I heard him doing analysis on the fullback for one of the fullbacks in the game last night for no letting the cross in, and I heard him slotting the defences. I think it's Bayern Munich's defence as well, and I thought, geez, you get yourself up here, tell you, Hodgson and Cardoso and honestly, but no, listen, I just want to hear the line now, you know. We need some positivity about the club, and hopefully, if we get that, you know, it leads us into a big summer. Hopefully, we get the investment gets announced, and we go from strength to strength, and we keep bringing, you know, we bring players in as early as, start bringing guys in as early as next week. I've already heard us getting linked to some crazy. I've heard tonight, you know, Jack Wilshere's name being mentioned. I don't know whether that's pie in the sky, you know, or no, but you know, it's good for the club to be getting linked with people like that again, and that's what Gerrard's going to bring us.
Aye, anyway, we'll be joined by Fox, the voice of reason. How we doing, Fox?
Good evening, chaps.
How we doing, mate? All right?
Aye. Enjoying your conversation now.
What's your thoughts then, Fox? Did you see this one coming? Has it shocked you? Is it a good move for you? What's your thoughts?
It's a shock that it was to the whole Rangers support. But the more you think about it, it's a gamble for the club, it's a gamble for Steven Gerrard, and it's a gamble for the support to support it, if that makes sense. But without Gerrard, I doubt we'd be getting any sort of investment, so that's on the plus side. Another manager coming in, would they get the budget that they're going to probably try and put together for Steven Gerrard? I don't know. But the one thing, we need somebody with fresh ideas to do something with our club, because we're stuck in a rut at the moment. And I think this one, if it's done by Friday, which is a proposed timeline, I'll be happy, mate. And when he turns up at Ibrox on Saturday at 3 o'clock and comes out onto that park, I'll be up there stoning and clapping him, same as I would with any Rangers manager coming in, mate. I just think it's going to be a good summer for the Bears, and I'm looking forward to it, and I think a lot of people will be looking forward to it. We need some cheer about the support, and I think this is a good thing, if nothing else, to lift the support, mate.
All right, fair comment, Fox, fair comment. Obviously, we've had a couple of directors leave the club today, and Bridge, you've got the statement in front of you, haven't you?
I have indeed, pal, yes.
Yes, if you don't mind, in your dulcet tones, would you mind reading it out for us, mate?
Rangers statement from today. Excuse me. Rangers International Football Club PLC, RIFC, notify the resignation of two directors, Mr. Paul Murray and Mr. Barry Scott. Paul has been a director since March 2015 and played an important role at the time in helping oust the previous board and restore the club to the hands of those who have its best interests at heart. Paul has served with distinction as a director since that time, and all at Rangers are very grateful for his efforts. We look forward to welcoming him again as a supporter. Barry joined the board more recently, and his enthusiasm and drive were welcome. The board knows it will continue to enjoy his support and appreciates the commitment he has shown to the club. End of statement.
I've got my own views, but I'll start with Ibrox Loyal.
Well, maybe it's maybe a shock for me, mate. Maybe a few of you seen it coming. Obviously, I knew that we were looking to get fresh faces onto the board, and this is the ideal way for it to start. I've met thinking with the guy Barry Scott, who I believe was the gentleman who's in the Hong Kong Rangers Supporters Club, and I'm sure, as the statement says, he will continue to offer his support in every which way he can to help this club go forward. So look forward to hopefully seeing some fresh faces on the board sooner rather than later.
Wheels?
I'm looking at it a couple of different ways, to be honest. One potentially being that the two of them weren't on board with Stevie G. The other thing I'm hearing
that Paul Murray's got a ticket for the trade, mate.
The other thing I'm going to say is I've also heard quite a few opinions that Mr. King could be in his last few weeks in control of the club. And this could potentially be the start of the clear out, because I've heard a lot of rumblings about investment. Mark Guidi said it again 4 times on Snide 1 tonight.
He also said we approached Sean Dykes 3 weeks ago, but
I
don't listen, but I heard that.
Mm-hmm. So I think this could be the start of big changes.
Bridgeman, do you think Barry Scott's come in, cleaned up the boardroom and then moved on?
I think he's come in, done what he needed to do, and helped to move things a wee bit more forward and, do a bit of cleaning up. But I think, and back to what Wheels was saying about what's his name? God almighty. His name's gone. Chairman, what's the chairman's name again? My memory's gone.
Dave King.
Dave King, thank you, pal. Couldn't get the name out there. Anyway, Dave King, I don't see him moving for a wee while. I see him maybe when he gets the share issues all completed, I think then he may step aside as chairman and leave over to someone else, and he can then do what he wants in South Africa and be a supportive major shareholder. You know, much like we've got across the city there, they've got a big shareholder there with a lot of money to back if necessary. I think that's the way it may go for him, because he understands and sees a lot of restlessness, but he needs people to come in who are ready to take the club forward, and he needs investment. And I think by the time he leaves, he'll have invested quite a few million, along with the Three Bears, and he's bringing fresh people in. And the share issue has to happen. He has to get this thing sorted with his South African government. He needs to get that sorted, make the offer, and move on. That's what's got to happen.
Fox?
Personally, I didn't like the way the statement was put out, mate. When you say directors resign, you tend to think at the back of your mind that there's been something wrong, mate, as in no agreeing with the way forward. I'd rather they put it they were stepping aside, which is a more positive note, I would think, for other directors to come in. But I hope it's the formation of a real good football board, because we don't have enough football people at the club in positions of power. And if they are away for those reasons, good luck to Paul Murray and good luck to the boy Barry Scott, mate. They've helped us out when we needed to be helped out. And if they think that they've done enough and are moving aside for other people coming in, that's better news than saying they resign, mate, because I don't like that word at all.
Brian?
I'm not really sure, Ox, what to think on it, mate, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of rumours today about where it could be or what it could mean. First of all, mate, I would like to say thanks to Paul Murray. Paul Murray was a part, a Dave King, and he was a part of getting our club back for the Rats, mate. As far as I'm concerned, the guy done everything in his power. Another one who put his feet above the parapet. Takes a lot of flack, Paul Murray, but I would just like to thank him for all his work that he's done. I don't know where we would be if it wasn't for Paul Murray and Dave King, and I think there's a lot of Rangers fans should maybe remember that, guys, that where would we be without them, you know? So I just want to say thanks to Paul Murray for his time. I'm a bit sceptical as to people saying it's to move it the way for to bring others in. I don't think you have two directors, as Fox said there. I don't think you have two directors resign on the week that you're trying to entice a new manager to the club. I think if you're stepping aside for others to come on board, I think it could have been done differently, and it could have waited. So for me, there must be some sort of fallout. There's obviously been rumours that it's to do with who we're going for as the new manager. I heard the night that Paul Murray was big and wanted to go back in for Derek McInnes. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But I'd just like to hope that it's not something serious that's happened at the boardroom level. But again, I just like to go on record as just thanking Paul Murray for everything he's done for the club, and we'll just need to see in the coming weeks how it transpires and how we go from there.
Well said, Ryan. I second that one. Well said.
Fair comment, mate. I mean, for 2012, I mean, he gets a lot of stick, Paul Murray, but people question what he does. I think that we'll never know what something like his does unless you're on the inside track. I've got a slightly different view. I think it's the jigsaw pieces fall into place, and Mr. Gerrard's been told what's coming on, and that's part of him getting on this train and driving it for his Fox.
Sorry, I was doing something there, mate.
All right.
I can see your opinion that you think this is the start of something good happen. Now, there's big talk of investment, mate, right? But what happens if it's foreign investment? And I ask that for one reason, is their whole fight was about getting the club into the hands of Rangers people, mate. So what happens if it's, for instance, Chinese investors or something like that? That means that everything they've done, and they'll end up putting us back in the horns as some other group that could do what they want with the club. That's my only fear. If there's new investors, I just hope to God the Rangers men of that long fight they've had to have been for nothing. Does that make sense to you?
Can I just say that on that? I think that that's one of the reasons why I don't think Dave King will ever sell up. I think he'll be the major shareholder in our club. I don't think he'll sell his shares. I think he'll retain his shares.
He's not got massive shares, Dave.
No, I know that, but he's still the biggest shareholder at the moment, right? I think I don't know, like 16 or 17%, right? It depends who's going to sell what, right? But I think at the moment he's the biggest shareholder, and I think he'll retain at least that shareholding, or maybe more. I don't know. But when I think he'll step aside. The pressure's too great, and he needs to get on his own business as well, you know.
Ox, can I come in there, mate?
Of course you can.
Well, I heard today that it is actually going to be a Chinese investor who goes by the name of Can
I just cut across you, Fox? Can you put that statement in the lobby, thanks? Carry on.
Aye, it's meant to be a Chinese investor who goes by the name of Ka-Ching.
All right, okay, all right.
Or Kerching.
I think it's somebody from the Middle East, isn't it? Shake my horn.
Well, it's not.
It's getting worse.
No. But I'll be the voice of reason here for 2 seconds. Leave my throat there. That was a joke. But what the talk on social media, and I'm just putting it out there, is rumour that it's going to be a 60-40 split between a Middle East investor and an investor from North America. There could be anywhere from Canada or the United States. And there could be a transfer budget anywhere between 25 and 30 mil for Stevie G. And I'm just saying it, I know you can't always take what Twitter and everything says at face value, but I'm just putting it out there as the latest that I've heard.
So that was a Chinese investor?
No, I never say Chinese. I never say Chinese, I say Far East.
All right, okay, so potentially Hong Kong, which is part of China, yeah?
It could be Dubai. Is Dubai, no?
No, that's the Middle East. That's the Middle East, Ibrox.
Well, all right,
sorry,
I'm
that's next to Iceland.
Come on.
Right. It's next to Iceland.
Dubai is good for Norway.
Aye, distant for Norway, aye, right. Not going to have that one, then.
Your bloomers.
Well, it'll be a great present for somebody this summer to go out and get the bloomers, won't it? Rangers Radio. Winter transfer bloomers. You wouldn't be
on it alone, mate. Trust me. Look, well, all the time will tell. I'm just hoping. I think the fans deserve it. If the board will get investment in, but I take on board Fox's point, Ryan, that when the board came in and Bob been trying to, it was important to us that we kept our hands, the club in the hands of Rangers men. Now, these people coming in could be Rangers men, but it seems that they might be foreign businessmen. So, how does that sit with you?
I agree with what Fox has said there, mate. I think the problem that's been now is I think we're as a club and as a fan base, and I think we're so desperately needing investment that what Fox has actually brought up there is probably when nobody's really thought about that again. I think that's probably been, it kind of swept to the side again, and it's a great point. I'm glad that Fox has actually brought that up again. It's maybe something that we can all debate on, but I think we'd also need to do a severe due diligence this time on whoever the investor would be or investment group. And listen, I just need to put on record again as saying, although what everybody says about our board and stuff like that, I'll never slag them. And I trust Dave King and the likes of Paul Murray and the Parks to do in their mind what they see fit for Rangers. I know that, fair enough, the Parks didn't do too well with the Coutinho thing, and that's football. Gambles happen. Sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. I'm talking about things to do with money with the club and stuff like that. I trust them 100%. And we just need to put our trust in them and hope that they're going to do the best thing for Rangers going forward, and that's what we need to do. I think it's time we need to get behind the board. I think a lot of people forget we've got short memories of what Dave King and the rest of the board done for us and what they're doing in there. It's a tough job that they've got. If you put any of us on the board, we were all struggling to come up with names for a manager, and that's no with dealing with all the stuff that they've had to deal with Sports Direct, Mike Ashley, all the legacy issues. So I'm one for that. I'll never slag the board. I want better for a club, but I'll never slag them. But I think it's a great point what Fox has made.
Is there a difference, Ryan, between slagging and constructive criticism? Because we're not allowed to, if you don't agree with something, the fact that somebody done something 3 years ago, you can't live in that forever. You've got to be able to cajole, change, move on. Develop. You can't just live on something that happened 3 years ago, because they done what we wanted 3 years ago. Everybody was happy. I think the vast majority were happy, and we then have to move on, and it's starting to develop. Today with Paul Murray, who was one of the originals, moving back to the members' lounge at Ibrox rather than the boardroom. He's only moved a few seats, I mean.
No, it's a massive thing that they've done for the club, Ox. They've no doubt about it. In my opinion, they saved the club, because I don't think it would be the day if they hadn't won in the end up, and it's a great point that Fox has made. But I understand what you're saying as well, Ox. Is constructive criticism if you're not happy with something, and you're right. Things haven't been great. Let's be honest about it. They couldn't have been any worse, to be honest, but listen, I know it's different the playing side of things, but I mean, look at the respect that Lee Wallace gets after the majority of the fans group, because he stayed with the club. You got to do this and you need to do this and that. Listen, it's you're saying, mate. You need to move on. It's a few years ago now, but I think it's different with the board. I'll always have a soft spot for them, and I'll never slaughter Dave King. I'll never go in the forums away from people day or going to different platforms and slag our board, because at the end of the day, they're all Rangers men, and I've no doubts about it that they're trying their best, but sometimes maybe your best isn't good enough. But there's nobody waiting in the wings, Ox. Not that we know. It's all people saying, get Dave King out, get him out. Well, who comes in tomorrow? If Dave King turns in tomorrow and says, right, what, I'm off, had enough. Who comes in? Where do we go for there? So it's time we get behind the board. I think there's a new vision.
I think the big public decisions they've made, Ryan, i.e. the Warburton leaving, then installing Murray, Murray. It's really 18 months roughly 18 months, 15 months, whatever it is, without a manager. And we've really paid for that on the pitch, and it's on the pitch where ultimately when things go wrong, what they have done in the last 5 or 6 weeks, where everything that they do gets put under the microscope, and then the criticism starts because of football results.
I agree with you, mate. But at the end of the day, whether or not he was the right man for the job, they took a gamble with Coutinho, and they backed the manager, with funds last year. They done what was required. It didn't work out. We all know it didn't work out. We all know the type of player that the manager spent the money on, but. they're taking a massive gamble again, but I think there's a new vision for the club now, as you say, Docs, and Fox has mentioned it as well. I think there's a new vision for us. I think there's a new way forward, and I think you're going to see massive amounts of change in Rangers is off the pitch as well as on the pitch, which, as you said, is the most important thing. I think you're going to see us similar to Warburton. We're going to totally change our brand of football. Our style's going to change as well, and I think Stevie G is going to bring a kind of more rounded, complete package to us, mate. So it's interesting times, ahead, and I'm looking forward to it.
Exciting for you, Ryan. Exciting.
Very, very exciting, Ox. Where we've been in now, mate, let's no kid ourselves. It won't take much to get us excited, because it's as bad as it's ever been, in my opinion. It could possibly be the worst Rangers team that's ever been in the top flight. So, it can only go one way. It can only get better. It can't get worse. There's no way it's going to get worse. I just hope that the promises that are going to be made to them and about the investment is true, because if we don't get some serious money spent in the summer or over the next 2 transfer windows, then I think we're in big trouble. But I said it weeks ago, mate. One of the biggest and toughest jobs for the new manager is getting Hoffley deadwood out of the club. Guys that's on longer term contracts that aren't good enough. So that's going to be a big challenge, trying to get teams to take boys, especially the money they're on here. So it's interesting times, mate, and I think there's a new vision for Rangers Football Club, and long may it continue, mate.
Are you buying into this new vision, Ibrox? Or do you think Barry Scott has cleaned everything up?
No, I think, as you say, as Bridge says, he's come in and did what he said today. He's had a look around, he's cleared up what has to be cleared up. But the part of that statement as well, he will continue to offer ongoing support as well. He's no turned his back on the club. He's still got his shares and everything else. He's still a very good friend to the club. As I say, he's the chairman for the Hong Kong Rangers Supporters Club, mate. And he came in, and he always says he was a huge fan. He was well and welcome to come in and help the club when we needed it. And that's exactly what he's done. But with starting off with the new manager, Stevie G, his new way that he's going to want to play in, I think he will play a style of football that we can all buy into. I've heard for some of the top managers down south, like your Jurgen Klopps and all that, they're only a phone call away should it ever be needed. And I think a lot of players that we maybe wouldn't expect to come into Rangers, but because Stevie G's here, they all want to follow him, because they know that he can do something special up here, and his players can do something special. Because see if he gets, I think it was Graham Souness that says it at the weekend, see if he gets a half right up here, mate, he'll be an absolute god, and that's the way. See if he comes up here right and he wins the league first season, mate, and stays with us for a couple of years, everyone gets us back to where we should be, like in the Champions League and everything else. He can basically write his ticket, you know what I mean? He is a Liverpool man at heart. Jurgen Klopp says he's there for another 4 years, and then the world's his oyster if Stevie G gets it right up here. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll buy into it. So, and I'm sure a lot of the other fans out there as well. So,
yep. Bridgeman,
I think Loyal. I love the way he speaks at times, and what he says is magic as well. But the truth of the matter is, we have to be very realistic. The guy's coming in; he's going to be charged. If he takes a job, there's a massive task ahead of him. All the things that Ryan said is absolutely true. I'll not bring this board down at all. I think this board have sat there through the rain and snow and freezing, and Fox has been with me. We've sat there and it's been absolute murder. So it's so sore to listen to the boards at the AGM. Just absolutely rotten for the fans. And one after the other. This is about the fourth board we've had. And this is the best. We've managed to get our club back. And I sit at Ibrox and I say thank you. That's what I say, thank you. And I'll no slag them. But I'm not stupid. I'm realistic. I know there's weaknesses and there's failings. And Mr. King has not got the nicest way about him sometimes. And hence we saw that with this new manager as well. So some of the things he said in the past and some of the things he's going to say in the future, I don't doubt they're going to hurt people and they're going to be picked up and made a fool of for what he said. But Mr. Gerrard, when he comes in, he's got a massive task. In my opinion, he gets himself 3 players, initially 3 players, top quality. There's one already there, good quality player for the boy for Burnley, but he needs another 3 players. If he gets the goalkeeper right, McGregor, if he comes in, then it's one less as well. He needs to get 2 defenders and a good midfielder, a really good midfielder, and then we'll see how we go in for there. Some guys say he needs a striker, and I'll buy into whatever he wants to buy. But I don't expect to win the league first season. No way. I don't see it. I love it. I absolutely love it, but I don't see it.
But Bridge, if you weigh it up, we've took 1 out of 12. After them, so that's they've took 11, they've took 10, we've took 1, yeah?
What?
In points against that team that you like to talk about, yeah?
2, innit? We've drawn with them twice.
No,
sorry, this season, just the once, yeah.
Aye, so they've took 10 points, we've took 1. That's your difference of where you are this now for the league. If you can improve by, 20 points, mate, with signing quality, you're going to be damn close, Fox, aren't you?
Aye, well, first of all, I want to put a pin in the bubble. I think that people are going to sign for us because it's Steven Gerrard, mate. We may get 1 or 2 like that, but we'll have to pay through the nose for quality, just like everybody else in the whole of Great Britain. That's where the funding will need to come in. And for me, I think the thing that will tempt them is maybe playing under them, but we'll not get MD any cheaper than MD else. We'll need to pay the market price for everybody we bring in, and that's going to take a huge amount of investment. That's just on that point. You were talking about the board. I think the board have done well on the point of fixing out the business side of the business. They've made a fairly reasonable job of that, but they've been bad on the park, mate. And as fans, we want to see what's on the park. We know since all our troubles in 2012 that the boardroom means a lot more to the club than fans used to take it for. People like myself, I couldn't have told you a director years ago because I had no interest in it. You always thought that directors coming into who were at the club were doing their best for the club in a whole, and all I was interested was the football in the park, mate. But moving forward, maybe they think they've got the commercial side of the club reasonably sorted out, and now it's time to attack the problems on the park, mate. And hopefully this will be done over the summer.
Wheels?
I just, to what Fox was saying there about, what we'd need to pay for these players and that. See, if you think about it, Fox, right, obviously, Stevie's he's a youth coach. He knows what the youth talent's like down south. So we can take advantage of the cross-border rules to get these players cheaper. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he knows what young talent is down there. I
know, but you've got to get players that are ready, mate. We want to compete. We need a blend, mate. We need to get it right. I'm not saying that some young boy can't come up and be superb, but we can't fault our team with him, mate.
I mean, I watched an interview, or it was when Stevie was doing analysis on a game, and he was talking about basically being obsessed with winning, having a winning mentality, and he basically said that he's got no time for players that don't have that, and that to me is a good thing. Do you know what I mean? So that to me says he will only bring players that he knows has got that winning mentality, and he's a winner himself. So it can only be a good thing.
Aye, that drive and that desire for winning. I mean, obviously he was a top pro, right? World class? Would you put him down as world class, Stevie G? Or
I think it was in that,
just the level, just below it?
I would say just below it, mate. Aye, world class to me is well, I think when Stevie G was about. But, aye, Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona.
Aye.
Bridgeman.
Ogster, aye, right. Ogster.
Poppadom wrist.
Bridgeman is the legend, remember.
But no, I think he was in the bracket just below. You know, I don't think he was.
Would that be the bracket? Would that be the bracket that Gaza was in, or would you have Gaza above?
Oh man, different players for me. Gaza for me was all about skill and can buy people for fun, and Stevie Gerrard to me was more a, dare I say, kind of complete midfield player. He had everything about him. You know, his range of passing, his drive, determination. He could tackle, header, score goals. You know, he had everything about him, Stevie Gerrard. He just, to me, every time you know, I used to love watching Stevie Gerrard. He was my type of player. Him and Carragher, I love that. You know, just two players who never say die attitude and just two absolute winners. And that's what I hope he brings to the club. I've got a wee bit at the back of my mind saying that there's a lot of guys who go into management and they don't actually end up being the same manager as they were as a player. Davy Weir, for an example, I think Davy Weir on the sidelines came across as somebody who was very kind of placid and didn't get involved too much. And I've heard other people, and I know through playing football as well, that there's some guys who you think are going to be, you know, total winners and have people up against the wall and addressing them like they were as a player, and then they become a coach or a manager and they completely change and totally different. So I just hope that he brings that aspect with him, because that's going to be massive for us, you know, is massive going forward. And no, listen, I think he will bring top class players. I think it will make people sit up down south especially and think, why I wouldn't mind playing for Stevie Gerrard. And even if Fox is saying if sometimes we maybe don't need to, you know, pay a lot of money, it might be some Bosman signings that were in for free transfers that they've got maybe 5-6 options, and all of a sudden Rangers who are maybe bottom of the list go to top of the list just because of who their manager is. That's massive. That's players. Some players, you know, are swayed by things like that. It's as simple as that, you know. So, listen, I'm all for it, mate. I'm positive. I'm dying just to get it out of the line now, to be honest.
Here.
Ryan, can I ask you a question, mate? If you don't mind. Do you think...
Remember, he doesn't get paid till next week, so you're tapping him.
Do you think Stevie will be determined to say to him across the city, right, you've taught me a lot, now I'm going to come back and it'll bite you?
No, Wheels, do you want to know, Matt? I don't believe there's two things. I don't believe Steven Gerrard would take the job if, one, he wasn't guaranteed investment, and two, if he didn't look at him and think, I know his weaknesses, I know I can get the better of him. And I think that's massive, and I think that's fundamental reasons why we will get Stevie Gerrard, because I think he looks at him and thinks, I fancy it against you, big time. So that's my take on it, mate.
That's one of the
maybe they're
things.
not as close as people see what you're sorry for mate.
So it's fine. Just to finish to what Ryan was saying there, see if you remember when we first started talking about this last week. If you remember, I said I think it would be a masterstroke, because who better to beat him than the guy that knows him inside out? So totally on board.
Fair comment, mate. Well, lads, if you don't mind going on mute, Fox will give us a tune.
Fox, was that you and Bridge up Argyle Street with the accordions?
True Blue likes a bit of accordions.
Don't bring Bridge into it. It's nothing to do with me, I can assure you.
Jimmy Shad loyal.
Wow. Jimmy Shad's right enough. A wee toe tapper.
I thought it was Hug Maria or anything there.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. Well done.
That was a special request for All Mac. Now, come on, leave it alone.
Oh, talking about All Mac, I've got that trailer sorted.
Trailer for Sailor Red.
I've got to bring him up a trailer full of Frosty. What is it? Fox?
Frosty Jack, mate.
Frosty Jack.
That's brilliant. Mac, what's he like?
Aye. He'll beat that minimum price for alcohol, he will, All Mac.
Anyway. It's a hell of a hike, isn't it, for guys that like a wee bit cider? It's fucking 3 times or 4 times the price. Wow. I'll be doing for some of the dearest drink in the world.
Aye, I noticed Nicola never put up her £12 bottles of wine that she drinks, eh?
It's alright. It's alright for yous. I can't drink and drive.
Oh.
Nice one, Wales. Nice one. Brilliant.
Aye, JC, the alcohol thing is just for Scotland, mate, I'm afraid. Yes, mate.
Here's one for you, mate. Right.
Better not be too difficult.
No. Right. So, if this gets over the line with Stevie G, right?
What do you mean if?
Right. When? Do you think the Union Bears will stop their protests and stuff, or do you think they'll still carry on with
it? The boys are good supporters of the club. I'd like to think they'll get behind the new manager. I think they rightly feel they'll get issues with some of the things that's happened, and they've got a case, but I don't know if we get the new manager and the world's pressure there. I don't know. I think it's a time to put Ibrox and the support on the front foot, not to be on the back foot. That's only my opinion. The Union Bears are entitled to theirs. Ryan?
I agree with you. I think we've got one more home game, mate. You know what I mean? So I think if it's Stevie Gerrard's announced on Friday, whether he's going to be at the game or no, I think it would be a good idea if we just put it to the back burner, mate. We all know the issues at the Union Bears and the club, and I agree with you as well, mate. I think they've been very, very good. In fact, they've probably been the best fans group so far for sticking up for us as fans. They've went. Some people don't like what they do and whatever, but you know what? I back them. I think they're brilliant for the club. Certainly keep the atmosphere going this Saturday, because I think it was proved at the Hearts game, without them singing, and Ibrox was a Highbury. So no, I think they've got to park it now. If we get good news before the weekend, if we don't, and this carries on into next week, then by all means, do your protest at the Kilmarnock game on Saturday. But if we get an announcement of a new manager, then we get behind the club again, and we just try and get on with things, mate. That's my opinion on it.
Do you think we'll get a sellout if it does get announced?
I'll come back to you, Wheels. I think we've been joined by Denver. Evening, Denver.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. How are we doing?
All right, mate. Yourself. When are you due?
Rain. Keep that raining.
When are you due home again, Denver?
Not too sure. I don't know if it'll make it this year.
Right. Can you bring some? Can you bring some cider back? Bring some cider back through the duty free. We're all Mac.
I ain't bother. I can do that. I can do all that nonsense. What I can do is I'll do you a favour. I'll bring some of this rain we're having here and give you that as well. How's that?
All right. If he buys 4 bottles of his cider in Scotland, he can pay for your ticket now.
Even some of my Mexican guys I'm working with were telling me about how the price of drinks going up there, Unbelievable. tell me about this so-called investment. Where is all that coming from? Is that all just rumours, or is there some kind of truth to it, Ox?
Bridgeman?
Well, you know, Denver, it's quite difficult because none of us actually know. There's strong rumours going around that there's going to be major investment, and of course you're hearing stories here and there that it's definitely going to be upwards of 20 million. Some people are saying it's going to be closer to 30 million. Personally, I've got no idea, but I cannot see a person of the stature, world standing, play-wise, of Mr. Gerrard actually making his way to Glasgow if he's told, by the way, you come up here and we'll let you dabble about for a wee while. We'll give you a couple of £1 million and then that's it. I doubt it very much. He's going to be bringing I would imagine he's going to be bringing up his own staff and coaching staff and so on and so forth, and they're going to be worth a tidy sum of money, and he's going to want a war chest. I'm convinced of it. He's been in English football for many, many, many a long year, and he knows how the things work. He's been captain of Liverpool, was one of the most successful clubs in the world. He knows how things work. He knows what happens, how they needed, what's needed, who they talk to. Do they talk to the captains of the club, and so on and so forth. He knows it. He knows it inside out. So he's not going to get the wool pulled over his eyes. If he wants money, there's got to be money there. Otherwise, it doesn't come, in my opinion.
I think we're putting a lot of two and twos together, Denver. Bridge is right. We don't actually know, but we're assuming that there's been financial promises made to the potential new manager coming in. Would you agree with that, Ryan? And then Fox.
I mean, I think that's a lot of where the stories are coming from, you know, because I think we're all in the same boat. We're all saying, surely to God, Stevie Gerrard's not come to the club with a promise of a massive transfer fund, but also coming in the media. I know a couple of guys have mentioned it. I know that Mark Guidi's been big on it the last couple of weeks, you know, saying about investment. So I think we're kind of more hopeful than anything else, you know, and fingers crossed, because we barely need it. You know, it needs to be spent in the playing squad massively, as you say, Docs. You know, I can see bringing in, you know, I could have 11 new players in tomorrow, you know, because I think that's what's required. First things first, I believe we'll need to bring somebody with real stature in, because we need to bring a new captain into the club. That'll be massive for us. So, aye, the investment side, Denver, mate, just we also need to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, basically, mate.
Fuck. And then Wheels.
Well, let's start doing the maths, mate. The simple way. The Rangers support will be putting up probably most of it as we do every season, mate. I don't know the exact figures, what we draw in season tickets, but we've also got the rumoured £3 million up front for Hummel. The sale of any merchandise we might bring in maybe possibly another £1 million. So you could put it as maybe a figure, what would you say, 15 million between that coming for the fans, mate? Because it's them that supply all that side of the money.
Aye.
And a major an investor of any sort coming in would only need to equal with that, and that would be a reasonable transfer budget in Scotland, I think. If it's over and above that, whoopee-doo for me, you know.
What was that? What did you say there?
Whoopee-doo, it'll be good times if it's more than that, but being honest, as I say, I don't know, what do you reckon the season tickets bring in per year?
20 million.
Well, if it's as much as that and you add in Hummel, mate, maybe the Hummel will front load the 3 years that or 4 years the deal that they've got up front. There's 30 million, mate.
Maybe Hummel might be delighted, mate, and maybe that they didn't know this was coming. And I mean, number 8 Gerrard in the Far East, mate.
We don't know. We don't know if they knew that was coming. Apparently, we've been in talks with Gerrard and other managers since January, mate. So this might be the one massive package all getting put together. And it's no hard to raise 30 million when you start thinking in their terms, just a loan out the fans.
I know it's not a lot of money to you, Fox, but it's to me, Wheels.
Aye, mate. I mean, if we're going with what the report said at the beginning, Stevie said he wouldn't come unless he had assurances on money. Do you know what I mean? And Mark Guidi, his quote tonight was, "I've been told that there is investment coming." And he also said that he doesn't like to speculate unless he's got something to back it up. And to be fair, a lot of things he said in the past have came to fruition, so that's all good. And I think because of the name Stevie G, I think Hummel might very well be tempted to give us that money up front. So I think we could have a bit of a war chest.
Aye, Brooks?
I'd like to think so, mate. As obviously says, say 18 to 20 million for the season tickets. If Hummel are willing to put that money up front as well, that is I would say a reasonable war chest. That's not to say what investment, if it's big investment that's coming, how much that's going to be. So there could be money there, and I think Dave King says as well, the next manager will be given what is needed to put up the fight that is going to be needed, that which we all know, to get right up there, to back to where we belong, is going to need a good whack of money. So I'm really looking forward to the summer, but even more looking forward to tomorrow, because as soon as that's mentioned, that's my new talk, Gerard 8 in the back. So there's one out of the many, probably thousands and thousands that are probably going to get the same. So
see if we can sell out the season tickets, right? Got a figure here. If we can sell out the season tickets, that's 23,556,000.
What do you mean sell out? What do you mean sell out?
Got to try and show up in the maths. Let's get happening the other night.
No, what do you mean by sell out? What figure are you speaking about?
The season tickets.
Yes, but what figure, number-wise?
40, 42, 42,000,
well,
something like that.
43,000.
Yeah, because remember we sold 44,000 season tickets last season, right? So if everybody that bought a season ticket renews their season ticket, then to all intents and purposes you've reached your ceiling. You can't sell any more than that because you've got, so I think it's 7,000 footfall or something like that for Ibrox. I think something like that, and that's held because they have to put everybody out of the broom lawn when it's the Old Firm game.
There's a lot of family seats sold in there.
They don't
get tickets for the Celtic.
They don't get tickets, but they're guaranteed a seat. You know what I mean? So
they're not guaranteed. There's
as far as I'm led to believe, they're guaranteed there. A lot of them don't take it up.
There's family tickets that are sold when you don't have the Old Firm tickets in them.
That's
they're cheaper,
right.
mate.
Right,
cheaper.
okay.
Anyway, Denver, how's that for you before we go to Young Sherbert, who we've not spoke to for a while?
Good. You know, the problem I've got with the whole thing is I hope you see the investment coming in, obviously, but, you know, it's all that dross we've got lying in the background, all the rubbish players.
Getting rid of them, Denver.
Getting rid of them. You know, that's going to be money, Ox. You know that yourself. You know, and, you know, to be honest with you, I'm still nowhere the weekend. And the first guys that would go, for me, would be the loan players. Every one of them gone. Rangers supporters are now gone. That would be a start afresh, done. You know, every one of them. So.
You never know what might happen. Anyway, how are we doing? Here's your evening.
Hi, how you doing? Not too
all
bad.
Right, mate. How's things with you, mate?
Long time over here, Ayrshire.
I know, but I know.
You've been busy?
Working quite a lot in the
Yeah, that time of the year, mate, for you boys with intelligence.
You could say that. No, I was just coming on to talk a wee bit about what you were saying there. I actually think that although there's a massive job required in terms of rebuilding, we're probably in a much better situation to do it this time round than we were last time. Like this, you've already mentioned it though, but this will be the first season that we'll really see the benefits of having the sort of kit deal and stuff back. So obviously we'll get the money sponsorship through Hummel, but just the fact that this this season's kit, particularly if it's a nice one, will probably be record-breaking sales. And even though like players like Tavernier and things like that, we might all think have been absolutely terrible this season, there's a couple of guys like him and Windass that it wouldn't surprise me if we actually did get a reasonable amount of money for shipping them out. Whereas obviously when we were trying to rebuild after the Warburton era, we were getting pennies for absolutely everybody we were selling. So I think that, along with the rumours of investment, it could be exciting times ahead.
Hope you're right. I think I read that Windass was linked with Burnley and somebody else, and Tavernier's been linked with two teams in the Premiership.
I think Ipswich are after him.
I think I read somewhere else it was a Premiership team.
Premiership team? Oh, well, great.
Swansea. Well, they might not be in it for much longer, but I just don't see it. But then everybody sees it differently. But
I never thought we'd get £1 million for that. I'll tell you that. So if that's possible, it's possible.
I
think possibly Morelos as well. You know, I don't know if we'd get what was reported from. Obviously, I don't think we'd get anywhere near that. But I'll tell you what, if somebody offered me this summer £4 or £5 million for him, I'd snatch your hand off for that. You know, so Morelos, money for Morelos could be an option in the summer as well.
Who would we get money for?
Wes.
We need. So you're putting out there, Ibrox, we need a new goalie. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and Mr. McGregor is my favourite for that position. So
right. I've lost a lot of confidence in Wes Fodrum. I think we've even heard it on here throughout the season. Like last season, he done pretty well with his sort of reaction saves. He's always had a bit of an issue with shots put outside the box, but honestly, I think if Wes Fodrum was in nets on Sunday, that could have been 7 at least. I have no confidence in him. I'd go as far to say I know we've not seen much of Jack Anick, but I'd rather he played the rest of the games than Fodringham, even if he was fit. I think goalkeeper and centre half are almost two of our most important positions to be looking to fill.
Quite poor distribution of the same, I must admit.
I think that's a part of the problem. Maybe look at distribution.
I think Foderingham is sometimes he's not too bad. He actually fit the long diagonal out to the wing, and he actually finds our players sometimes. But Anick tried it 3 times at that weekend there, missed every time, right with the park.
It's not a lot of good, but if you can't catch it when it goes towards the goal, but is it?
Oh, that's true. Of course, you know how I feel about Foderingham that way.
I think though we need to look at the goalkeeping coach for that side of things as well, because Wes has had the same weaknesses throughout the season and nothing seems to be changing. So for me, you need to look at the goalkeeping coach side of things there as well.
Can I come in there?
On you go.
I like Big Wes, you know, but I think you guys have got to realise he's never played with the same defence 2 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? So I think we need to look at that as well. That's no good for the consistency of goalies as well. You know, every week he's got somebody different in front of him.
That's a good point.
I think you've got a point there, Denver. I don't think anybody would argue with that, but I think he's got big assets to his game, but he's got flaws. And I'll go to my goalkeeping expert. Fox, what do you think about that?
What do I think of what? Sorry, Wes. I was typing to somebody. Wes?
Oh, you're not. What are you on now?
Tinder.
Oh, I was talking to an old friend of the show there. He's on the MixLR lobby. Is Dunny. Haven't you heard from him for a wee while?
What a gentleman.
Him and his wee boy Chris. So good luck to the two of them.
Here. Big shout out to Dunny. A true bear, Dunny.
Aye, isn't he half, mate? Wes, look, we know he's no the best, or he's no looked the best of goalkeepers at points in this season. But remember the defence that's in front of him, mate. I think a lot of people forget, even at the Celtic game at the 3-2 game, mate, I think he had a fabulous save in the first minute, or second minute, or something like that for them. He seems to lose a lot of goals from outside the box, maybe his positioning's a wee bit at fault at times, but I think we're quick to remember the mistakes he makes, and we soon forget the great saves he makes, you know.
Hi Brooks, what's it like when people don't think you're a good goalie?
You don't seem to go in the park for some reason. Well, mate, as I says the other night,
not selected.
No, what was it? Who was it? Nobody, was it Skip or something? It says, at least he was good as holding the door open. I says, well, at least I could do one thing right. But,
what's your thoughts on Wes, mate?
I'm kind of like some of the boys as well. I like him, he has got good parts to his game, but I'm going to blame it consistently on the last 2 seasons as well, as not having a settled goalkeeping coach. We've not had it. We had the one that Pedro brought in, who was absolutely pathetic, even though he was meant to be part of some sort of Real Madrid coaching staff in the past. But he was a terrible goalkeeping coach. I'm not going to slag the young boy itself now with the youth that's training him as well, because he's the only one that's stepping up at the moment. But I know for one thing, I don't know if you remember the guy Neil Sullivan that used to play for Scotland. He's the goalkeeping coach at Leeds United just now, and I know that he is quite pally with Stevie G and all that. He goes about in the same fields that coaching down south when you go to all the coaching, the youth coaching things and that down south. So I'm just, it's a name, mate, and PR counts as a really good goalkeeping coach. So it's something that Stevie G, when he signs tomorrow or Friday, that he has to have a serious look at as well when it comes up to help out the goalkeeping, whoever they may be at that point in time.
Ryan, as a centre half, would you be comfortable with Wes being behind you?
Wes is a bit of a conundrum for me, mate, to be honest with you. I take everybody's points and I agree with both sides. Fox's point as well there. You know, he has saved us sometimes. He pulls off some top quality saves, but there's been too many times for me where we've conceded soft goals for distance. He's been very, very poor for shots at distance for me, Wes. Great kicker of the ball. Suspect at crossbars for me. For me, Wes would be definitely somebody I'd be looking to replace, and McGregor stands out to me. McGregor's a top quality goalkeeper, but what McGregor's got as well is what I always used to love about McGregor, is he used to give defence an absolute torrid time. He would be shouting at them all the time, telling them where to go, screaming at them. McGregor was an out and out winner, and that's just the type of people that, you know, that I want to bring back to the club. I heard he said a right good season with Hull. I think he's played every game so far, so it's went a wee bit quiet, which is a bit concerning, because I thought last week the deal was done, but I'd be definitely looking to replace Wes or possibly make him number 2, but I don't know how that would go down. But a wee shout for the goalkeeping coach, Ibrox. What about this one? Bruce Grobler, get him up.
Aye, right, I'll crack the jokes at that one, mate.
You don't like it?
Not. Definitely not, are you kidding me?
Why?
I don't know, mate, not for me.
Oh dear.
Could have been before your time.
It was before my time, mate, but nah.
I always said anyway we should have had Andy Gorham. I don't know why we never had Andy Gorham. Maybe it was stuff off the field and whatever, but I always said that. I always thought we should have had Andy Gorham in as the goalkeeping coach, because no better Rangers goalkeeper for me than Andy Gorham. So that would always have been my opinion. That would always be my shout.
But see, the thing, mate, is the best goalkeepers, I know it might sound stupid, but some of the best goalkeepers out there won't always make the best goalkeeping coach.
Well, why don't you?
No, mate, because I'd be absolutely awkward at both of them, mate, so...
He can't catch a ball, apparently.
What was it they used to say about me, mate? I think they said they used to say, mate, I couldn't catch a cold. I think that was what they used to say, so...
Hi, Brooks. What percentage of saves has he made to the number of shots he's made?
Has it been going match tonight, man? I don't know, mate. I don't fancy going and check, mate.
Oh, wow.
I think I said this last night, mate. I was
order wheels.
I know, but I said this last night, mate. I'm quitting as a mathlete of this platform.
Mathlete. I like it. Ibrox, I like it. I saw a potential for changing the goalkeeper. I think everybody, and we've got a few centre-halves on here. As I say, people can't play football, get put there. Fox. Fox. We do need two centre-halves, don't we? We need them. We did think Alves, but that gave us at least a year, but what a disappointment he's been.
Sorely disappointing.
Fox.
I think that's the first thing that the new manager will sort out, mate. It's so important to have a good spine of a team, and that includes goalkeeper, two centre-halves, ball-winning midfielder for me, and a good striker up front. Now, we still need to remember that Cummings and Morelos are both only 21. We don't know if Cummings will take the offer up to bring him up at the end of the season, but Morelos is still a young boy, mate, and he's got loads of potential that a good coach could probably get more out of him. But I would like to see maybe a striker that is a bit more muscle on, or a bit more height, with no threat up front in the air, and that's a thing that we could do with. And I don't know what tactics Steven Gerrard plays, mate, but hopefully it's no one up front, because for me, I think that's where we've struggled a bit this season. And after saying that, we had scored the most goals in the league. I don't know if that still stands.
You're ahead of us now.
Well, I mean, still, we've done a lot better than we probably expected to be in front of that this close to the end of the season. But a good, strong, I would take the boy from Motherwell, mate. I think he's a bit of a battering ram. But whether he's good enough for us, I don't know. I think Steven Gerrard, if it is him, mate, will have his eye on somebody. And the other thing is, we can't keep thinking that we're going to raid Liverpool for every position we need and every bit of backroom staff, mate. They're not going to let their people go easily, mate.
No. He'll have his contacts, or no necessarily all be Liverpool at the moment. Ryan, your views on centre-halves?
I think it's. I think that's the key area this season for us. We need to build a spine and bring in a new goalkeeper in, but I would like to see us go with two, real solid, strong, quick centre halves. Whether we can, money allows us to go and get these types, but I think that's really got to be top priority at the club. Two really, real top class centre halves, and maybe try and bring in two ports, another Bosman is covering, and we've maybe get, looking at a young Aidan Wilson, or maybe bringing another young boy in, because for me it's so important to have two centre halves. We've seen it, we've all spoke about it. We've not had a decent centre half, never mind a centre half partnership since probably administration. So it's vitally important. It's the spine of your team, and I believe that's where your leaders should come for as well. And I would like us to go and sign a name that's been mentioned up because of the Steven Gerrard thing for me is Martin Skuttle, and he would be perfect for us. He would be perfect for us, captain material, captain his country. So real winner, and I would really like to go and see us go and spend a bit of dough on somebody like that, and make him the captain of the club, because that's vitally important for us.
Can I ask a question on that one? There's a boy called, is it Huth?
Robert Huth
for Leicester.
Rob, is he still with Leicester?
Aye.
Well, allegedly he's free at the end of the season, so I don't know whether Rangers should. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about the boy. I just saw his name.
You make sure you spell that right when you're googling it. You could end up in a lot of trouble.
So I don't know much about him, but I'm.
He's 33, mate. He's 33.
Right, okay.
But he's just Skittle.
Same age, I believe.
I'll tell you right now. It's 33 as well, mate. Aye.
All right, okay.
So could we bring those two in to sort of make a wall in defence? I don't know how good they are, so forgive me. I really don't.
Well, 2 years ago, Hoof was playing the Premier League winning side.
Won the Premier League, yeah.
Obviously, this boy, is it Harry Maguire's appeared for the for Leicester?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is he taking over from him then, is he?
I think so, mate. I don't I'm quite sad I'll not really watch the one team. Yeah, sure. What centre halves would you be?
Well, you were saying there how important it is we get 2 centre halves. I think we need about 4 or 5 because literally at the club, right now, I know we don't have a centre half that's anywhere near good enough going forward. You know, Ross McCrory, I'm not picking him saying that. I think he's a smashing player in the midfield. He's the exact type of player we could be going forward with as long as he can pick up the kind of form he had with before his injury. There's an argument that you could maybe say we'll leave Cardoso, see if he improves, but I think the majority of people would say he's no good enough, so I think we're going to need to go that way. 2 proper centre halves who are on the age of Bruno Alves, because he would have been brilliant if we got him 2 years ago. So we need 2 that have been there and done it, but on the sort of the tail ends of their career, and then maybe 1 or 2 guys who are slightly younger who are a bit more promising. Because we've seen this season alone how bad injuries can affect you, so we're going to need a good few that are just there even as replacements that we can be ready to call on.
Yeah, I still believe that Ryan was right. I think we need to bring that like Aidan Wilson. We need to bring him in as a first team, potential first teamer. He's got to be in our squad and on the bench. He's got to be mixing with the first team. We can't afford people like that to be out on loan. Sorry,
we've got to watch where the boys make. We put the boy McCrory in. He had a couple of good games. He's got a lot of enthusiasm. He's quick, and you can see how he makes a centre back playing with the youth, because his pace will get him out of a lot of trouble. When he stepped up a level, his deficiencies are shown, and if we don't get it right with these boys, we can slaughter them, and they'll not come back for it.
No, what I was trying to say was, when we get 2 decent centre halves in, you would want that boy Aidan Wilson to be alongside them at training and so on and so forth, mixing with them and be part of the squad, and then you'll see if the boy is any good at centre half or not. I know he's only a young lad, but he's a big burly boy, and he might just be one of the guys that could sit in there and be a step up when needed, you know, and maybe in 2 years' time actually get himself into the centre half position and make it his own. I don't know how big the boy is, so I really don't know.
When you're talking about centre halves as well, like, I think one of the things that's frustrated me the most this season is obviously the fact we've let Wilson and Bates away for nothing. Like, you'd like to think that this might call into question the role like what Mark Allen's doing. Surely he should be looking at trying to get them sort of signed up, and because we could have got a good bit of money for both of them, I think. And obviously I wouldn't say that wouldn't be unlike Chris Boyd to be talking nonsense, but I remember him coming out saying earlier on that he'd heard that we'd actually only offered David Bates an extra £250 a week for his wage, and that he actually wanted to stay. True, maybe not, probably not, but it would be worrying if that was the case, that he wanted to stay and we've let him go for nothing.
Yeah, sure, I think that's the thing that disappointed me really, because I've been saying we need to get David Bates signed up to a new contract, and I've been saying it since the boys came onto the phone. The first time we played against Celtic at Parkhead, and we were saying he had Dembele in his pocket and all that. He had a fantastic game against them. We should have made sure that he was up at the end of the season. We knew that. We should have made sure we had a good negotiation and a decent contract for the boy. And if he doesn't like a decent contract and he really wants to go away, then that's fine. You get no argument about that. But if it's for £250 that's all we're offering them.
I don't think
if that's all we're offering them, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense, you know.
If that was the case as well, when you wanted away, then we should have been looking at trying to get rid of him in January and getting a wee bit of money for him rather than waiting until March to decide or to work out whether he wants away, so we'll let him go away for free. It's just we seem to not be clever about these things. The only people we want to give big contracts to are guys like Penner.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I think myself, mate, if we get a decent centre half, we'll see right away the difference in quality between players like Bates and others that we're mentioning, mate. Some of them have looked good on our side at centre half because the rest of them are so bad, and that's the whole truth of it. A quality centre half will stroll it up here, mate, but we'll need to pay for it, and hopefully we do.
Do you think this boy Skirtle that Ryan's talking about, do you think he would stroll it up here? I think they would. I think the boys maybe get a 2-year contract there. Be all right, you know.
I'm a wee bit like Ayrshire, mate. I think we should get experienced centre halves and a couple of young, real promising centre-halves in at the back of them, mate. We've got a big 6'4" Swedish boy training with us at the moment, I do believe, who's out of contract at the moment. Whether he could be a possible backup, we don't know. But next season, mate, we definitely need a left and right-sided central defenders, but quality centre defenders. And that will allow our full-backs to push up, mate. You know, at the moment, our full-backs push up and leave us wide open, and we have no pace at the back. We've got centre-halves that can't win balls in the air, and that needs to all change next year.
100%. You know, Foxy, you played football for a long time, and you know when you went on the park, and Ryan knows exactly what I'm talking about here. When you're playing, sometimes it's no your game, and you can't you're no commanding your area, the ground round about you, and the people round about you as well. It's no your day. Then you get admit to that. But 99 times out of 100, you're going into the park and you command the place you're in. This is my place. This is my ball. Here it's coming. I'll take him out, and so on and so forth. You know what you're doing and you want to do. Our team can't do that. I'm afraid that boy Russell Martin was a very disappointing person. Very disappointing.
On you go, Ibrox.
It was just to ask Ryan a question. Obviously, he's played at centre-half as well. It's just, what do you think of the boy Joe Gomez at Liverpool? Ryan, he's been talked as a future England centre-half as well.
I've not seen a lot of him, Ibrox, to be honest, mate. I know of the boy. I've seen him playing for Liverpool on Saturday, but I thought he looked to me as if he was maybe a full-back, mate. I thought he was a right-back. I maybe just he played right-back for Liverpool at the weekend. But no, I can't comment on him, mate. I've not seen a lot of the boy at all, to be fair.
Okay, mate.
Do you think we need any more Mexican names in my team?
Tell your full-back.
I staked my reputation on Pena, for God's sake.
I'll tell you a full-back for Liverpool. I would take in a minute, and I think it might be a possibility. See the boy
John Flanagan.
I would take him in a heartbeat, by the way. What a player that boy is.
I've heard about him as well.
Is that the full-back?
Aye, John Flanagan, mate. Aye, he played.
Who's he with, Ryan?
He's Liverpool. He's lost his place in the team. Aye, but he played when they nearly won the league under that. So he played a right good spell in the team, and he was excellent. So he was for Liverpool all through that kind of finishing on to the season. They should have won it. He's a right good player. So I would take him
enough. John Flanagan, yeah.
Oh, they call him Bud.
Bud, aye.
Aye, it'll be interesting. It's going to be exciting, Fox, eh?
Well, I hope it's going to be exciting, mate. We've not had a lot of excitement for the last couple of years, and as I say, Stevie G, you'll know what he's going to be all about if he gets the job, mate. His first couple of signings will be crucial, and I think that's going to be the standard in how we'll judge him, mate. Same as Kashina, Fellow and Pina, mate. Stevie G's first couple of signings will be totally scrutinised by the Rangers support, mate, to see what sort of quality we're bringing in.
Can I put a question for Tifty, just quickly?
Aye, okay, as long as it's no maths, geography, spelling or that, we're alright. Carry on.
Actually, I'd not get the answer to them either. I was going to say, under the last few managers now, a massive problem's been the way we've set up to defend, set pieces, corners and whatnot. I was going to say, see if we were to get two quality centre-halves in, do you think like that would see a big difference as well in just the way we set up? Or do you think that mainly just comes down to whether Steven Gerrard and whoever he brings in is able to set up a defence? Because for me, I think that what I've seen recently is players on the park not being able to take responsibility for setting up and reacting to things. Let's see that goal we lost against Hearts the other week. That was an absolute disgrace the way we put our attempt at defending that. There was about 5 of them just lining up to knock it in.
Aye, that was a bad goal. But the funny thing is, Ayrshire, we have to lost as many goals this year for corners and that than you think.
I've not seen too much about the stats and all that, but I think actually when Alves was in playing, I thought he wasn't too bad for stuff like that, getting rid of the ball for corners.
That's good leading them. On you go, Fox, then we'll go to Ryan.
that Hearts goal you're talking about, mate, it was the quality of the ball being put into the box. It was a terrific ball that was put in that we found hard to defend. And it's the quality ball into the box that we don't possess at the moment. That in-swinging free kick, mate, was absolutely spot on. And it was an easy job for Hearts to get to it first, mate. They were running onto the ball while we were running backwards, mate, and they got to it first. And it was a good goal for me. Sometimes you can't defend a good goal.
But in terms of when you look at the setup, the only player, so there was about 3 or 4 of them, I think, if memory serves me right, that were waiting to knock it in, and the only player that was within about 5 yards of them was Jamie Murphy. And when you look at
it, no Dorns? No.
It might have been. I watched it at the game, so I might have confused them, but I couldn't believe that we didn't. But our 2 centre halves were absolutely nowhere to be seen. But you're right, it was a brilliant ball in, but I do think we lack a lot of organisation on the part.
Is that when you, for set pieces, etc., that's all that work's done in the training ground, Ryan, eh?
Well, it should be, but, I'm glad that we've come on to this point, because that's been one of my biggest bugbears about our team for years now. We have been honestly absolutely deplorable at set pieces particularly for corner kicks and deliveries into the box of wide areas. We just don't seem to have anybody who's been able to deliver a dead ball for such a long time. I'm going back to possibly Van Bronckhorst, maybe even as the last person who could deliver a quality ball 9 out of 10 times. The amount of times that we hit the first defender for free kicks and for corner kicks is unbelievable. The stats are shocking. We don't score enough goals for set pieces either, which obviously leads me on to the point I've just made there. So we need to spend. Well, I don't know what they do in the training ground, but you're right in saying that, mate. All the things should be worked on in the training ground meticulously, as well as defending set pieces as well. We've got to get a lot better. We've got to get a lot tighter, and that's just seemed to be been a massive downfall of Rangers for the last couple of years. You know, all teams sniff blood every time there's a set piece, and that's something that we've really got to work on in both boxes, to be honest with you.
We have got somebody there now who can actually do it, but Graham Murray just wasn't able to incorporate, Cantwell formation, incorporate him into it. Because I thought whenever Sean Goss was playing, we looked a lot more dangerous, particularly at free kicks and just at crosses, like when he was taking corners. And now we've went back to obviously Candias and Jamie Murphy, and you may as well not take the corner with you too, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you not think that's a B plus if we do get Steven Gerrard in, mate, that he's still young enough, fit enough to take part in training and show people the quality he's looking for, and sort of show people how to strike the ball? I think there's a big difference when you've got a manager who stands in the sidelines and a manager that can show people what to do on the training ground, mate, and I think that'll be a big plus. And if Gary McAllister comes along with him, mate, he was another dead ball striker as well, was he not?
Penalty taker.
He's also fit enough in the fact that he could come out of retirement for a year.
I can't see it, mate. I can't see it. When you've hung up your boots, mate, you've hung up your boots, mate. It's 18 months since he played.
Aye, I did just look though. His preferred formation is 3-4-2-1, apparently. So,
where did you find that? I was reading a wee thing that was written.
It's on a site.
Liverpool recently.
Transfer Market or something it's called.
You might be right, but the thing I was reading was saying he was going for when he's been taking the youth team, that he's been doing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2 diamond. But that's just what he's went away with them over the last year or two, so God knows if that, what formation he'd play up here.
I 3-5 too, I hope.
The issue with set pieces for me has been, it's not been so much that we've not got height or anything, it's that I've noticed the players don't look around to see where the attackers are. Do you know what I mean? I notice that a lot. They don't look behind them to see the position in the opposition, you know. That's been the problem for me when it comes to set pieces.
I think what you said a wee bit earlier there with a wee bit of doubt in your voice, we don't have the height. We definitely don't have the height. Unbelievably. Our two centre-halves are the same height, which is just shading 6 feet. You know, and you look at the different size and structure of the players that we've got in our team against that mob across the city, that just at the weekend there. You know, it's just night and day. Just night and day. Big people. Just brush it off, you know.
Before you bring in Big Alfie Australia, mate, can I ask Ibrox Loyal? The only team that's came and gave us a thrashing in the under-20s was a Stevie G team for Liverpool, who were really, really clever. I watched I think I watched the highlights of the game somewhere. I'm not comparing that in any way to the first team, but his team was the most organised against us. They produced the best football against our young boys, and maybe that's a sign. I was trying to remember, mate. I thought it was like a 4-3-3 here. The young boys playing, and they played very well when they came to Ibrox and trashed us.
I was at the game. I was at the game, mate, at night, and they looked me like a 3-4-3 to me. And I've seen that on the same thing that Gary was talking about on that website as well. It was saying a 3-4-3, but it says I think it changes. But yeah, it's very organised, mate. They're one of the best development teams down south. They've got the training regime and everything that for down there. So that's one thing when it comes up here. We'll be regimented at training, and we'll all be all of them will be told in no short terms. What you do on this training field, you take into the game and make sure you stay in the game. There'll be no short and swift with that one, mate. So.
Is that there? I think Big Al's joining you, Paul, mate. Paul.
Evening, big man.
How you doing, guys?
Right, sorry, Snowball's no in, mate.
I know.
He's too timing you, mate.
Snowball, it's too pretty here. Oh,
he's out with wine gum one night.
Is he? Out with wine gum. I've got fruit pastel here on his knees. Ooh. Anyway, what's I going to say to you? So, is he coming in tomorrow? Is he going to be here tomorrow?
I think he could be turning up maybe tomorrow, but our information is.
Oh, maybe. So what happens if he doesn't turn up tomorrow? What do we think of that, Friday? Guys? If he doesn't turn up, if he doesn't turn up tomorrow, what have we got to do then? They're mentioning a lot of players there. It'll be interesting. You've mentioned quite a few players, and every one of them's got the validity, but are we not going to do the same kind of thing? The players that you're talking about bringing in, it's the same again. You're taking a chance on them. I heard Fox saying that it's still a big gamble. It's still like a Barton coming in. It's still like a Big Bruno coming in. It's still like a Crancher coming in. I think if he does come in, I think he'll have a different vision. I think he'll have something different in mind. I don't think you'll see him flooding the team, or hopefully he doesn't flood the team with a lot of has-beens. Because we've got a few has-beens playing in the first team at the moment. So I don't think we need any more. I think you might see him. He'll know players in that championship that can do his a turn. I think he'll know that he has to come and he has to have winners on the park. So I think that'll be first and foremost. And guys with legs about them, guys that can be physically strong, can last 90 minutes in a game. Don't know what you think about that, guys. I wouldn't like to see him flooding a team with your Skittles and Tooth and all these guys. It's just another payday, and I don't think they'd last the season for us.
Frenchman?
Well, I don't know what we can say. We're talking about players that are available come the end of the season. I think their contracts ended. They're Premiership players playing with Premiership clubs. I don't know what else we can say other than we need to go elsewhere. Obviously, we need to go elsewhere to please Al in that sense. But I think these are guys that were just given a shout. Skirtle, these guys have played at the top level. We're not saying they're world beaters or anything like that, but they might do us a turn.
No.
I don't know how. I mean, you might be right. Maybe the boy, Mr. Gerrard's going to turn and say, I don't want any of these old guys. I want youngsters. Right. I want boys at 19 and 20.
I think
get them in there.
Well, maybe not 19 and 20, but maybe some established players that are out of contract are in the Championship around about 25, 26. He can mould a wee bit more if he's got the ability to mould them. But we've got a wee bit of longevity out of them. They'll get to know after a season or two what it means to play for their club. I don't want to see another waste of money. Maybe paying guys 20 grand again each to come in, and you've seen it with Senderos. He had all the attributes you've just mentioned. Crancher had all the attributes. Big Bruno's had all the European things. Dorans as well, a big letdown for us. Murphy to a certain extent had all the attributes, but they've not produced. I think we need to get somebody. I think if he's going to be a young, vibrant manager, he has to have a young, vibrant team and a certain respect. Players that are hungry, players that are tough. I think they have to be tough. Have to be manly players, taking the crap on the park and off the park as well, and get right on about the faces of Scottish football.
I think that last bit's the most important bit. You mentioned there, we're going to need guys who are tough, both physically and mentally. Like the mentality within our team has been what's letting us down recently. Just guys who are happy to be pushed over by Celtic and made a mockery of.
Ayrshire, I hope they don't forget that at least one of those centre halves that we're going to look for. I hope that's going to be the captain, or the midfielder, the great midfielder that he's going to bring in would be their captain, because we desperately need a captain on the pitch, don't we? Desperately.
It's not a Tavernier, is it?
No, definitely no. I mean, no. I was saying last night it could be that Tavernier's dropped in form, and it might be since they gave him the bloody captain's armband. You know, they used to do that with the cricketers, great cricketers in the England team. Give both of them the captain because he's the biggest character there. And before you know it, after 2 tests, he's knackered. His game just gets too badly affected. But no, I think that we're desperately shouting out for a leader on the park, most assuredly. Obviously, hopefully, if Gerrard comes in, he's going to be the leader off the park, and he'll know what he wants for a leader on the park.
It'd be interesting to see how it pans out, Bridge. I mean, you think that Stevie Gerrard, with his pedigree in the game, could tick all the boxes and sort out the problems we've got, but before in life was that easy. Wheels.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, because obviously I never got a chance to give some names earlier, but I like the idea of what Ryan said about Scuttle, but also the boy from Motherwell, Keeper. That's 2 boys that I'm not afraid to go in for a challenge, and especially against them for the other side of the city. That's 2 that I would definitely go for, but I hate to say I would also want to cash in on Tav in the summer as well. I think he's kind of went off the boil a bit.
Where would you take from?
For Tav, I'd take 2 million from him. I really would.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. 2 million. We never know in England. It's mental money. Yeah, Ryan.
I don't know. I don't know if you get as much for Tavernier as that. I don't know. We seem to have a record of selling players in the cheap, basically, to get them out the door. So it would be interesting to see. I agree with what Big Al says and all about all the characteristics it's required to come into the club as a player, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter who you sign. It's going to be a gamble. Every player's a gamble. Every manager that signs every player, you just don't know how they're going to settle. How many times has there been a top quality player came to Scotland and for whatever reason they just can't handle it? Well, it's the game, it's the country, it's the mentality. It's so every signing we're going to get, no matter how big they are, is going to be a gamble. And we've had previous to that, with the Joey Barton thing. Thinking Joey Barton was going to come up here and stroll it, and it it never worked out like that. So everybody's going to be a gamble, and to me, we just need to get the deadwood out the door. That's going to be massive for us. Your Herreras, your Peñas, Hardys, Hodsons, all these guys, Cardozo's, Alves.
There'll be 2 trains at Ibrox in tomorrow, Ryan. That'll be the Gerrard, choo-choo, and the Deadwood Express.
Oh, see what you've done there, Al. Anyway,
see that one, eh?
Aye. You've been keep that one for a while. Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Just keep it.
Oh, brilliant.
The Deadwood stages are coming all over the plane.
That's natural comic genius, that is all you've got.
Aye, I've got a comic genius face. Anyway, you take care of yourselves, gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure. Wonderful show tonight, man. You should get Ryan on more often in Ayrshire as well. They're very good in the radio.
I told him that, but we can't even get accused of grooming Ayrshire.
I bet he likes it. Take care.
Right, speak to you soon, big man. Listen, can I thank you lads for joining the panel? Obviously, Big Al, Ibrox, Ayrshire, great to hear from you. Bridgeman, Fox, Our Wheels, Ryan, and obviously Denver and Big Al, as I said. Bridgeman?
What can I say? Can I just say, for me anyway, to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, lead up to the game the weekend, keep it going for the Rangers, please, because we'll all need it. Keep it going. And big welcome tomorrow for Mr. Gerrard.
Yep. Can I thank once again everybody for joining, everybody for taking part in the lobby, everybody who listens to Rangers Radio. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers, and you just never know. Take it away, Fox.
From a guy so young to Glasgow City they come, seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice, celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They have no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on, still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong.